Hello everybody and welcome to Inside Line Racing round number 3 here of course in Spain for tier number 2. My name is Chukemaster22 or otherwise known as Ollie, and I will be your sole commentator for this evening's Grand Prix. And hopefully we are in for a big one. Hopefully you are joining me here rather than watching the World Cup. Like, I love to watch the World Cup as well, but unfortunately I can't watch either one. What is going on my screen? Apologies, I'm not sure what's going on with the stream. It's now stream. Right, that is just an advert. That is why. I got really confused there. Apologies for those. There we go. Right, it says live on the screen. Apologies for that. Anyway, qualifying here in Spain, of course. Last week we were in Bahrain for an absolutely blistering race right at the end there with punctures. We did have a little bit of a glitch with the host leaving the lobby, unfortunately, at the end of the race, well, midway through the race, and that caused that glitch. But Overkill's, as well, double podium for him, was still leading the standings, but it was, where is my table? On the table, I'm not sure who did win. I thought it was Tom that did win, but in standings don't seem to be replicating that. But anyway, I think it was Tom's who did win, with Overkill in second and Payne in P number 3 around Bahrain. But yeah, we are here in Spain today, Catalonia Grand Prix, just outside Barcelona for round number 2. Oh, we got 3 people in already. We've got Andy, Impex and Timmy all in the chat. Hi guys, how are you doing tonight? All ready for the Spanish Grand Prix here, but just on board with Ricardo. Comes around the final lap to start his first lap here in Spain. You've had someone retire from the session already. I think that's Affinity retiring, but Ricardo comes down towards turn number 1 here in Spain. Big braking zone, braking about 100, 125 feet from the corner. Around turn 1, 2 and 3, sweeping corners as he goes round there, of course, towards the corner where we did have Rosberg and Hamilton crash. Round turn 4, a little bit of a lock up on the front right as he comes round. Another sweeping corner, height, fast lap, 18.7, but downhill, difficult braking zone over here. Big lock up again for the McLaren driver as he comes round. Turn 5 up towards this tricky traction zone here in turn 5 and 6. And then we come towards turn number 7, almost flat out. We just lift slightly through that corner, coming down the second of 2 DRS straights, braking there nicely down. More lockups from the McLaren driver. He's struggling a little bit wide round the start of sector 3 over the curb, and then you've got to slowly ease the power back in. Looks to be stepping out. Oh, he's overcorrected it slightly there through the final sector, over the curb, through the final chicane. Hopefully he doesn't cut it like we did see in the F1 eSports event. Losing the back end as well, coming out just before the final corner. Not the best lap from Ricardo. Where will he go on the table? He was in 9th place, just over 2 seconds slower than the current pole time. It's Tommy with Lillery in second and Height in 3rd. Andrew, let's go. That's what I like to see in the chat. Perfect. As well as from Timmy as well. Like to see some hype in the chat. That's what we like to see, guys. Perfect. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Anyway, how is everyone doing? It's Friday. Great day. It's been sunny today. It's been sunny in the south, on the south coast where I am based in Portsmouth. But hopefully it's been sunny. Everyone else has a great day today. 7 minutes left of the session. Chris and Affinity, the last 2 yet to do a lap. What can Chris do? Is this a lap? We're still double checking the lap data. It is not going to be very quick though. It is very quick. I do apologise, Chris. That was a great lap. It seemed you weren't going to get there, but an 18.5 just pips Tom. It's Tommy, because we do have 2 Toms in now, so I've got to distinguish between the 2 of them. But Chris gets on pole by 4 thousandths. That is an incredible lap by Chris. Who is it? Impact's massive support of Chris, so I'm sure you're very happy to have him on pole, the Mercedes driver. let's get back on the broadcast cam. So, Affinity is the last man yet to do his first banker lap. Comes around the start of Sector 3. Lovely over the curb there around the uphill where they do have the rallycross track. If you do watch rallycross, they only have it on the top sections. A bit of a weird one, but again, very good rallycross around here. But we are here for Formula 1, of course. Excuse me, and he comes into the pit, it seems. So it looks like he's only going to have one run here in Spain. So he does have enough time, of course, to do that. Don't count out Chris. I certainly will not count out Chris. I will not do that in PEX. I'm sure I won't. So, first bunch of guys have done their lap. We've got to Force India out. Let's figure out. Is that Perez? Oh, no. Ricardo's round. Where is he? Just before the hill. That is up to turn 7. Oh, so 8, sorry. He spun coming up there. Like I said, it is difficult. If you've got too much curb, you can go very sideways off there, but don't take just about enough time to get in and get a new set of tyres on. So he should be okay before he should have enough time to get another lap in. Oh, where's that pesky Force India? There he is. Nate Dogg, the man who hasn't had the best start to the season. Retired at round 1, and in round 2 just didn't have any luck. Had damage on lap 1, which caused him to be at the back of the pack, unfortunately for him. But hopefully he has a great race today. Hopefully he can get a good haul of points. Even you never know, podium. You never know. Everybody slightly different here. Just looking at the Twitter. If you guys could do... if you could retweet my latest tweet, I'll just put it in the chat if I can figure out where my tweet is. Apologies for this. I've got a new laptop and still trying to figure out how to do everything. There it is. Share, copy link to tweet. Perfect. Yeah, if you guys are on Twitter, if you could retweet that would be absolutely perfect for me. As Nate Dogg will stay on board with him as he comes around the last corner to start his second flying lap. So Nate comes down towards the first corner. Let's get on board with the man in the pink car. Nicely through turn 1 and 2. Is he flat out through here? Sounds like he is almost onto the AstroTurf on the outside, braking just underneath the bridge. Slight lock up on the front right, but just about does it through there. Someone has joined. I'm not sure who that is. I can't see with the broadcast meter that I do have on the Xbox, unfortunately. But Nate's doing a good job through turn number 6. A little bit wide. Could take a little bit more curve through. So slowed him down slightly coming up the hill. Round turn number 8. Just about does it. Doesn't go wide and into the gravel trap, what we saw in the real F1. I think it's one of the Williams drivers that happened to. But big lock up from the Force India man. But gets it nice and tight round that corner. Through the last sector now. Can he do it in 4th gear, making sure he doesn't have any wheel spin? Nicely done. Towards the final couple of corners, down to 4th once again. How will he negotiate the last chicane into 3rd gear? Nicely through, jumps over the final curve. Oh, losing the back end slightly. Round the final corner. Where will Nate go? He must surely improve. He does, and up to 8th place for the Force India man for now. Bunsam, you're in the chat as well. You should be concentrating on your driving, mister. Get back in the car. Get back racing. Look, don't chat in the Twitch chat. So who else have we got? Yellow flags. That's Julian has just stopped. I think he hasn't spun. Who else have we got? Overkills. Who else is on the lap? You're on your out. Okay, you're on your out lap. I understand why you tapped in the chat now. But what else we got in here? Here we go. Height. The man who was doing so well last week and had unfortunately had an issue. Is in 4th currently after Chris beat his time earlier on. Can Height improve? An 18.7, 2/10, sorry, off the current pole time. What can Height do? He does have a Red Bull in front of him, which hopefully won't affect him too much. Comes on the final corner. Can Height improve on his lap? He goes up 1 position, up to 3rd. So Height, is he going for another lap? That is the question. Slows down. So I think that might be it for Height. just does have enough time to do one more lap, but I don't think he's going to. Tommy's going very slow. Is that a fuel issue? No, he's just revving the engine. Tyres are going cold, mate. You don't really want to be going slow. Speeding up again. Okay, just I think he can out a gap to potential car in front of him. Chris, big lock up there. Is he on a lap as well? He is on a lap. Anyone else near the end of their laps? And look, let's stay back on board with Chris, the man currently on pole, 18.5. Round the final couple of corners through the final chicane. Does he cut it? Hopefully not. Nice and respectable through there. No, I don't think it was a lap. It was a very slow lap because it's going to be... Ooh, Chris! Oh, no! Oh, that's going to be it because that slowed him right down for his fastest lap. And he's just been beaten by Overkill with an 18.3. Oh, Chris has had an absolute nightmare there. That's really unfortunate for the Mercedes driver. Bending it around the final corner, it's really slowed him down. That is Chris out to Overkill. Currently on pole by 0.2 of a second. What can anyone else do? It's Tommy, the man who won last week. Comes through the uphill section in sector number 2. Can he go flat out around here? Let's stay on board. Slight lift off of the power there through that corner. Coming down the second straight. Nicely done. Bigger lockup. Oh, he's got a little bit wide, but carries the speed through that corner, over the curb and round this uphill right-hander. Can he do it? Nicely done. Yes, he can. In fourth gear. Yellow flag sector 1 and 2. People just retiring, I think, in the first sector after they finished their laps. But this is it now. He's not going to have any more laps. Can Tommy do it round the final corner? Far better off the final corner. Can he put it on pole? He doesn't. He is just over a tenth off Overkill. Can anyone else upset the top 3? Who is near the end of the lap? Height's got a little bit wide down to 5th now. Ricardo, can he do anything? No, it's grass on his tyres. So he had a nightmare there. Peanut, the other McLaren, can he do anything? Round the final couple of corners. Going a little bit slowly there. What's his lap time? No, he's on a 120, so he's not doing anything. Tommy, can he do anything? The other Tom in our session, but he's gone wider on the final corner. Is that an invalid lap? We'll see if he does improve. He does get improved, but he's not moving any positions, unfortunately, for him. Ricardo's going out. Height going slowly. Brunton also going very slowly. So everyone seems to be bottling their final laps, unfortunately. So everyone in. Tommy is already finished. Affinity's also finished. So Overkill on pole with Tommy in 2nd, Chris, Macca Jones in 3rd, Brunson in 4th, Height 5th, Lillery in 6th, Julian 7th, Ricardo 8th, Nate in 9th, and Peanut run up the top 10. We do have 14 drivers here. Who is that in the chat? Impact, you're back in. Here we go, mate. Oh, yeah, of course, Chris did miss out on pole by 2 positions. Ah, well, he's still up there. That's the important thing. We're just waiting on Ricardo to retire from the session, and then we can get going for the race, guys. Got a lovely Japanese beer. Asahi. Hopefully I pronounced that right. I don't think we've got any Japanese viewers in tonight. Hopefully I pronounced it right. It's a very nice beer that Japan do make. Jelly beans. Yes. Yes. Anyone know the Spain-Portugal score? It was 1-1 the last time I checked. Let's just double check quickly. Hopefully I don't spoil it for anybody that is in the chat. If anyone is watching, they don't want to hear the football scores, let me know now before I double check and say it on the stream, because I know someone's going to get upset if I do say it early. Brunson, you are right. You have beaten by 1,000. I did not see that. Wow, that is really close between the 4th and 5th. That is amazing. Just waiting on Ricardo. He's just taking his time. Oh, Portugal are winning. Oh, wow. Okay, thank you, Impex. That is very helpful to know. Who scored the second goal? No, Ronaldo scored a penalty and Costa scored the first Spanish goal. Can you let me know who scored the second Portugal goal, please? So, the final qualifying result is Overkill on pole. It's Tommy in 2nd, Chris in 3rd, Brunson in 4th, Height 5th, Lillery in 6th, Julian 7th, Ricardo 8th, Nate in 9th, Peanut 10th, Tomos in 11th, Velocity in 12th, Affinity 13th, and Nico Hulkberg in 14th. I'm not sure who that is. Hopefully, whoever that is can get back in to the session. Gorsh is just messaging me. Yes, all good. Sorry, just the admin are messaging me, making sure that everything is going A-OK. It looks like it is. Fantastic. Lovely. LFC Timmy, thank you very much. Ronaldo scoring 2 goals. Do you know, fun fact, he's only ever scored 1 goal in every tournament he's been in currently, World Cup tournaments that is. So he's already got 2 in this one alone, so he's doing a lot better than he usually does in World Cup. So it is sunny here in Spain, so it doesn't look like we're going to have any rain. 1 stop here, I believe, but I am not the expert on this sort of thing. But yeah, of course, 2.8 kilometers. These guys, 2.8 miles. These guys will be negotiating today for the race. So, race time here in Spain. Very, very good. But no, unfortunately, no Formula 1 this weekend. We've only got Le Mans, which I'm not complaining about. 24 hours of pure racing. You guys watching that? Let me know. Anyway, I should have asked for predictions, but it's a little bit too late now. We've only got 8 seconds to go, but if you do have any predictions, quickly put them in the chat. I'm going to go with the top 3 because that's we haven't got time to do anything else. It is race time here in Spain. That is 3, 4, 5 red lights for the Spanish Grand Prix. And away we go. It looks like the top 3 get a good start. There's someone in the grass, a Red Bull in the background, but Overkill going to the inside line, coming down towards turn number 1. Chris trying to get involved. Did he split them? He will not. Overkill through turn 1. Oh, Tommy's gone wide, and that's going to allow Chris up the inside. Tom's had to cut the first corner. Oh, a bit of contact further back with that height is up to 3rd place already. He's on the AstroTurf. Is he going to do a Grosjean? No, he won't, luckily. But he's having to defend from Brunton in 4th place. Chris up to 2nd place here. Height 3rd. Bunton in 4th. Further back we've got a load of cars, and there's a McLaren got a little bit wide, as a Red Bull is as well. A Bunton in 4th. Defending from Lillery. It's Tommy, the man who started up at the front, is down to 6th place at the moment. Or is it McLaren going? Why is that Ricardo? Looks like he's kept it on track, luckily. Or is it his teammate in Peanut losing positions? I think Peanut did start down the pack. Let's just look at the position changes at the start of the race. So, Tommy, the big loser at the start of the Grand Prix, losing 4 positions. And Lillery is the winner, really, as well as Height gaining 2 positions, respectively. But Overkill has already got a 1.1 second lead over Chris as he jumps over the final corner. But Chris in 2nd, Height 3rd, Lillery in 4th, and Brunson down in 5th now, and he's under pressure from It's Tommy as they come towards the start of lap number 2. Further back, Julian and Ricardo are battling away. Can Tommy do anything coming down towards turn number 1? The camera's taking a long time to pan through. It doesn't look like he can, but as Ricardo past Julian, just about there it looks like. So Ricardo getting a one position off the start, of course, in 7th place. But Tommy looking very tasty behind Brunson. Can he do anything? The man who did start in 2nd place. He had an awful start going wide at turn 1 and 2. But can he do anything? The man who did win last week out, I think. Double check that. Anyway, Overkill, that lead is eking out 1.2 seconds now. It's but him and Chris. But we'll stay on board with It's Tommy, the man who's right. Oh no, that is Nate Dogg in the wall, in the background. I caught that on camera. Oh no, the man I hoped to have such a better race has crashed at turn number 8. Unfortunately for him, he just absolutely smashed it in the wall there. And that is him out the race. Down to 12 drivers here in Spain. And Velocity is now the man at the back of the pack. Overkill, a new fast lap of 21.9. What are the gaps on the doors? It looks like Brunton is under pressure. No, that gap is slightly increased now. I think Tommy made a mistake coming around the final corner. So that is him not getting anywhere at the moment. But what are the other gaps? Peanut's getting a position. Everyone, oh, further back. There's side by side between Affinity and Julian. Who is better off here? Looks like Affinity will get the position, and he now gained 3 positions off the start of the grid. Up into the point, so he's going to have to go very defensive through turn number 4. Can Velocity do anything? Can he do the undercut? Doesn't look like he can through there. He's struggling. I saw him on the grass earlier on. So I'm not sure what's going on with the Red Bull driver, but he is struggling here. So velocity down in 11th. Julian in 12th. Way back for the Red Bull driver. But Red Bull are at the back of the grid at the moment, unfortunately for those guys, the Milton Keynes outfit. So top 10 are Affinity in 10th, Peanut in 9th, Thomas in 8th, Ricardo 7th, It's Tommy in 6th, Brunson in 5th, Lillery in 4th, Height 3rd, Chris in 2nd, and Overkill leading the guys, 1.5 seconds. Splits first and second at the moment. We've got a lot of support for Chris in the chat. We've got Andrew, Impex, and Timmy all supporting Chris. Second at the moment, guys, so he's got a good chance here for the win. But he's just gaining 10th through the first sector. So can Chris do anything? Hopefully, they don't pile too much pressure on the man in second. But unless Overkill's made a mistake, keep an eye on that gap. We'll stay on board. Let's get on board with Height. So after a bad race in Spain, unfortunately for that man, he's had. Well, he didn't start the first race, and he crashed in the second race. So he's down in 14th at the moment. He's the first of many drivers who have not finished a race, but currently in 14th, and there's just over a second split him and Chris. But Lillery, the man in 4th, who started in 6th place, also on the hunt for a podium. Lillery, of course, did finish on the podium in Spain, finished 2nd. And he's gained a lot of time over the last sector, 2/10 gained. So can he do anything? Of course, we do have DRS now, so can the Ferrari man do anything? Height will not have any DRS, but it looks like Lillery's a little bit too far back to make any moves. That wing does pop open. Can he do anything? It looks way too far back to do anything. It's Tommy again, about the same gap as well, 7/10 with Brunson in 5th. Everyone a little bit spaced out at the moment. Lap 5 of 33 here at the moment. Yeah, Impact, he does have a big fan base. Chris has a massive fan base, it seems, in ILR. And that is Ricardo. Great save on the McLaren driver. I'm not sure how he did that, but onto the AfriTrev on the exit of turn number 3 and kept it very well. The McLaren driver, I have to give you props for that. That was a brilliant save there. But Lillery, 4/10, 5/10 split him and Height. Can he do anything down the back straight? He does have DRS, of course, but we never really see too much overtaking down the second DRS straight. It seems to be a little bit too small for any overtaking, but he is the closest he's been all race. That must be a warning for corner cut, unless there's a little bit of lag. We have just saw that through that corner. But 4/10 split him. If you can get a good exit out of the chicane, he'll be right on the back of Height. Both cut the corner as you do around that final corner. Get as much curb as you can. Can Lillery do anything? 7/10 split him and Height coming down the straight. It looks a bit too far back again. He's going to have to do a mega dive bomb to make that move stick. And he's got no chance there. Bringing about 100 metres and not going to make the move stick. But Height's got a little bit deep through there. So can Lillery do anything around turn 3 and 4? Potentially dive it down the inside into turn 4. Doesn't look like he can. 4/10 split him. Oh, quick correction of oversteer there. Good save from the Ferrari man. Lap 6 of 33, of course, here in Spain. 12 drivers left, and Height has been reeled in by Lillery here. He's slower through the middle sector. Can Lillery do anything on lap number 6/7? Not really making any moves. Oh, let's just double check the tyres strategy. These guys are... Oh, not tyres. So everybody is on the soft bar, Peanut and Affinity. Affinity on the hards and Peanut on the medium tyres. So doing a little bit of a different strategy here. It is a one-stop around Spain. I personally, when I did league race on SRL, I couldn't do it because I'm not very good on the game personally. So that's why I had to pit twice. But can Lillery do anything through the final sector? Can he do it better than last time? Oh, he's on the curb there, and that's going to lose him some time. It looks like he's not going to get the run on Height. Again, more correction of the car, but he's 5/10 closer than last time around. Can he do anything? He's gaining rapidly on height. Looks towards the inside line. Does he dive up the inside? Doesn't look like he can. Would have been a bit of a dive bomb and would have most likely had contact with height. These guys don't want that. There's only lap 7. Both we need to carry on and try and catch up with Chris, who's lost more time to Overkill. 2.1 seconds splits him and Chris in second place. So Lillery and Height still the battle. We're staying on board with Tomos, and Affinity are quite close as well. So if that gap does decrease, I will go back on board with those guys. But lap 7 here in Catalonia, just outside Barcelona, a great city. If you get a chance to go to Barcelona, I definitely recommend. Great agriculture. Sorry, agriculture. Architecture. There we go. Agriculture. Not animals. There aren't any animals in. I mean, there's some birds and stuff, but no farms and such. But great architecture. That's what I wanted to say. Architecture, and some of the nicest people I've ever met have been from Barcelona. Yellow fighting sector number 2. Not sure what that is for. But can Lillery do anything? He's cutting that. Oh, that's a big cut from Lillery there. Caught that on stream. Oh, I don't know how that's going to go down. Is that a bit of a too much corner cutting, guys, in the chat? Or is that okay? Let me know. Can Lillery do anything down the straight on the back of Height? Goes to fakes it down the inside line, but doesn't make any moves yet. But he's really close. Height's made a mistake through turn 2. Can Lillery do anything? Height's had to have the lift off through there to just go on the AstroTurf, but no. Lillery still not making any ground on the Haas man up in front. The Haas, of course, that does use a lot of Ferrari's parts. So, but I don't think we'll have any sort of orders from supplying teams. I don't think that's going to happen here in Spain. Thomas and Affinity, the other gap that is quite close, is still 6 tenths. So we'll keep an eye on these battles we do have. I'm not sure if it's a glitch that Lillery's having or he's just overcorrecting, and his velocity is retired from the session. Is that a mistake? Has he crashed? No, he's got massive front wing damage. He is out of the race, unfortunately. So down to 11 drivers here in Catalonia. Lillery, again, very close. If you can get this nailed, he's taking too much curb, and look at how slow he's going through there. Not sure what's going on with the Ferrari man, but he's turning in way too early through the final chicane, and he's just losing it there. Not really sure what's going on with him. Overkill still leading by 2.8 seconds. Let's get back on broadcast cam. As Thomas, who had that gap down, he lost a load of positions. Ricardo just got past. It's Tommy, so didn't see that gap happening. There's a big gap between those guys, and now has he got damage? Yes, he does. He's only got half a front wing, so that is why it's Tommy has dropped down the list here. Further back, you got Affinity in 8th, Thomas in 9th, Julian 10th, and Peanut in 11th place at the moment. 11 drivers left, lap 9 of 33. Do you have a long race? Spain still losing to Portugal, 2-1 at the moment between both those guys. As Overkill, like I said, 2.8 seconds. That's a good lead he's got at the moment. He's really put his foot down here in Spain. He's, of course, he would win in Australia for round number 1 we had. And he got on the podium in Bahrain. So can he continue that streak? At the moment he can, as Chris Macca-Jones is finally into the pits. And it looks like he's gone onto the hard tyre, as well as Ricardo. And it's Tommy. So those guys look like they will be going to the end of the race here in Spain. Ricardo into the pits. What is he going on? He's also going onto the hard. So it looks like all 3 drivers are going on to the... Oh, no, Tommy is... No, he is going on the hards. He just has a front wing change as he comes out of the pits. Okay. Classic Codemasters. Anyway, so that moves up Height, Lillery, Brunton, Affinity, and Chris is the first one. There we go. So, can Overkill, Height, Lillery, and Brunton do an overcut? Or will they set out for a bit longer? That is the question on my lips, and hopefully the guys in the chat's lips. So, Lillery still stuck behind Height through the final sector. I'm having some lag issues with the Ferrari man at the moment. But do these guys come into the pits? So, Lillery comes into the pits. He's been stuck behind Height for a long, long time. Will Brunson join him? He does. Brunson does join him in the pits. Height and Overkill stay out. Can Chris jump these guys? It looks like he should, but he is stuck behind Affinity, who is going to defend that position. He's on a totally different strategy to the guys he is battling with. So, can Lillery and Brunson come out in front of Chris? He's got Brunson and he's also got Lillery, so they're not gaining through there. Chris trying to get past the slower car of Affinity, but can't seem to get past. This is gonna be a massive annoyance to him, and he's gonna he goes up the inside there through turn number 3. But will Affinity around the outside? Can he do it? No, he can't. So that is Affinity. He's going to try to switch back now. Doesn't look like he will. So Affinity goes back into 4th place. Chris up to 3rd, but that he was held up there by Affinity, and that will allow Height and Overkill to potentially stay ahead of Chris. Height, who of course was back in P3 before the pit stops, is Overkill coming into the pits. He will. So the man in the Williams comes into the pits. He must go E-I-E-I-E-I-O. So Chris, Overkill into this. Can Chris do anything? Chris to the final sector. Height joins him in the pits. Chris in the Mercedes. Of course, big lock up there again with Chris. We'll stay on board with Overkill. Can he come out in the lead? Can he do anything? Height comes into the pits. Where is Chris? Chris comes around the final corner, and Overkill has definitely got him there. Massively out in the lead. But can Height do anything? No, Height can't do anything there. Can Lillery get past Height? Oh, they're going to come out side by side through turn 1. No, it doesn't look like Height has lost that position to Lillery. So Lillery getting the undercut, working it like an absolute treat. And he is up into 4th place. And that is technically net P3 for Lillery, because Affinity is yet to pit, of course. So Nate Dogg in the Twitch chat, in the Twitter chat. So just ruined it himself, unfortunately. That's really. Anyway, I've got people Snapchatting me. I've got people. Oh dear, the girlfriend is Snapchatting me. That's not what I want. Anyway, back to the racing. Height and Lillery. Height, of course, the man who lost out in the pit stop phase. Can he get back at the Ferrari man? Lillery, of course, is quite slow through the front chicane. Looks like he's a bit quicker though, but Height is right on the gearbox of the Ferrari man. Can he do anything here? Lillery's already gone defensive. Height's gonna have a great run out of the final corner. He's gonna have to go around the outside through turn 1. Lillery's lag is affecting him slightly. Oh my, I hate to be in Height's position. Oh, there's a bit of contact there, wheel bashing, and Height has been pushed right over the bumps. Where is Lillery? Lillery's gone back, and Height is up to 4th place. I don't know where he's going to give that position back because it was off track, but there was contact between Height and Lillery. I have to see maybe a stewards inquiry from Lillery at the end of the race. We'll keep an eye on that, and if you do want to know about that, follow the ILR Twitter, and I will happily put that in the chat. If you don't already follow them, go and do that. That would be super duper. But the current top 3 is Overkill, Chris, and Affinity, but Affinity is yet to pit at the moment. So let's just get that in the chat. So yeah, if you do want to keep up to date with everything going on with ILR, go give them a follow. So Height holding P4. Can Lillery get him back? Height will get the DRS from Affinity up in front, so it's going to be tricky for Lillery to do anything through or on lap number 14 here in Spain. Height should be. Can he get past him as well? Further up, who's that? Someone coming out the pits? Oh, wow. Chris has gained massively. That's what happened, everyone. I thought someone was coming out of the pit. So Chris has gained massively on Overkill. The hype in the chat, the guys that were supporting Chris, and he is up the inside. Overkill. Has Overkill got damaged? No, Overkill just made a mistake on the final corner. Can Chris do anything? He's up the inside of turn number 4. Can Overkill defend? No, he can't. He's losing the back end there. And that is Chris up into P number 1 here in Spain on lap number 14. I did not see that happening, as Affinity's dropped down 2 positions with Height and Lilry getting past him. But Chris is the man on a mission here in Spain, up into P1. Overkill making a mistake, or he's got no damage on the front wing, so I think he's just made a mistake on lap number 14, and he's down a second, 6/10 behind Chris. So stay on board with this gap. Lilry and Height are also very close. Can they make any moves? No, they can't. Honestly, I think they should work together to try and catch up the guys in front and try and make it a 4-way battle, because that's what we want to see here in Spain. And as I say that, Spain have scored. Thank you, Impex. That's very, very helpful for me. So, can Overkill do anything on Chris down the straight? He looks to be too far away. He's got DRS open, but he's not making any moves. Height and Lilry are split as well, so they're not doing anything either. Further back, Affinity and Brunson 5th and 6th. Ricardo in 7th. It's Tommy in 8th. Peanut 9th. Tomos in 10th. And Julian down in 11th place. 22 seconds off Tomos, unfortunately. Anyway, the battle we're going to stay on board with is Chris and Overkill. The battle for the lead. They're both on the same strategy. Overkill with fresher tyres by 2 laps. So, can Chris hold off the charge over Overkill? Can Chris get his first podium of the season? He's had 2 5th places at the moment. So can he get his first one? That is the question. That is the question. Started in P number 3, of course, Chris. And he's had a good start to the race on lap 15. Just under halfway. And the Chris fan base is picking up in the chat. That's what I'd like to see, guys. We've got Impex, Andrew. And we did have Timmy, but I think Timmy was just picking... oh, no. It was... Nope, I'm picking the wrong people. Picking the wrong people. Anyway, Lilry has got a penalty already on lap number 16. So, Lilry, first man to get a penalty on the board here in Spain. So, any more gaps we see? No, not at the moment. Not at the moment. So, football-wise, Portugal 2, Spain 2. Who scored the second goal? That would be great to see. It's not telling me on the internet. Oh, it's a mistake by De Gea. Oh, that's just Spain's goal. Right, I'm going to ignore that and get back on the racing side of things. Yellow flag in sector number 1. It's Tommy has retired. Is that a crash or is that him just giving up? Nah, he's going up front wing damage for the Toro Rosso driver, and he's out of the race. So, Julian will get a point if he does finish the race. That is good for him. Spain 3. Oh my, what is going on here? Thank you, Impact, for the updates. That's what I need to know. I will watch the game afterwards. But, of course, the World Cup is on, guys. Of course, I'm looking forward to tomorrow, because tomorrow has 4 games on. 10:30, the first game, guys. So, yeah, get on that on the BBC. So, I can't wait for tomorrow. I'm going to sit indoors and watch it all day tomorrow. I cannot wait. As Height is the new fastest lap of a 21.7. And he's got a gap to... Oh my, Lilry has crashed. Lilry has crashed as well. How has he binned it all the way over there? That is a huge incident. He's spun round because his right has gone. Oh dear, it's down to 9 drivers. So the man who was fighting for the last podium position is out of the race. So down to 9 drivers here in Spain, unfortunately. But a great broadcast cam that F1 does provide us on board of Tomos in P number 8. In the Sauber on the Supers, I think. No, he's on the hard tyres there. So, battle still stay on board with is between the top 2. Overkill and Chris. Lap 17. Chris, good defensive job at the moment. That's right, Impex. Great racing, great football, great evening. I like that. I really like that. So, Chris, Overkill. What are we saying in the chat? I know the chat is wanting Chris, but Overkill's got a good record here in ILR. Can he continue that record? Well, he will continue at the moment. He's still on the podium, but can he get a second win? We'll have to keep an eye. And height's not too far back. It says 2.1 seconds, but it seems a lot closer than that. So we'll keep an eye on those gaps. Oh, this is close. No, everyone else. Tomos and Peanut are very close. So keep an eye on this gap through the fun chicane. Can Tomos do anything? The man is his first race in the league, as well. That has just been put to bed because Peanut has come straight into the pits. So Peanut will not be doing anything, it seems. But yeah, still 9 drivers left, of course, in Spain. Here, Catalonia, of course, the third round of ILR, 10-round race, 10-round league, sorry, for this season, because F1 2018 will be coming out very soon. And of course, the man who does win this league will win F1 2018. So it's a lot to play for here in Spain. And then, of course, the rest of the season, you do have another 7 races left, of course. Overkill, he can't seem to get any ground on Chris. The gap is staying very consistent between the Mercedes and the Williams, and height's not really getting anywhere either. So, height, of course, will get his first finish if I hopefully haven't cursed him, because I do that quite a lot. I do curse drivers. That is an unfortunate error that I do make a lot while commentating, unfortunately. But Chris and Overkill very close. He's been in a long time, actually. So can he do anything? Four-10 split, Chris and Overkill. Height 2.7. So height is losing time, actually, to him. Leopard Affinity, of course, is on a different strategy. So Brunson could get back into it, but he is 11 seconds off height. So I don't know if he's going to make anything. But Overkill is closer than he's ever been before. Round the final part of the track. Height gets a 3-second time penalty as well. So Height's going to struggle to get, if he does want to get the lead of the race, he's going to struggle. But Overkill, the quickest he has been out of the final corner. Can Overkill do anything? 2/10 split him and Chris. Can he do anything? Down towards turn number 1. Overkill, fast lap of 21.6. Come down towards turn 1. Chris, go to the inside line. Overkill's going to have to go around the outside through turn 1, but he doesn't do that. Tries a cut back. Round turn 2. Round turn 3. Can he go around the outside? Does more of an overcut? Can he do anything into turn number 4? He is quicker than Chris at this section of the track. Some marbles flicking up on the track as well, but Overkill staying behind for now. Can he do anything into turn number 5? Chris, a great defensive job, puts the car in the middle of the track, but he is compromising his line through these corners. This may allow Overkill to get him on the second DRS straight up the hill through turn 6 and 7. Who will get a better run off through turn number 8? Let's get on board with Chris. So Overkill, but Overkill gets a 3-second time penalty. Oh, that's a massive hit in the teeth there for Overkill, and that may affect him at the end of the race if Chris doesn't get a penalty or if he doesn't manage to get past. So Overkill making that mistake there here in Spain, and that really will cost him at the end of the Grand Prix. 13 laps remaining here in Spain. Chris was a little bit wide just before the chicane. Can Overkill do anything this time round? Losing the back end slightly the first part of the chicane, and that's lost him time there. So Overkill losing time and a penalty to Chris. So Chris in a winning position at the moment. What's going on in the chat? Right, they're just talking about the party chat. Okay, fantastic. That's nice to see. Any gossip you got from the party chat, guys? That would be brilliant to know as well. But Overkill still in second place, battling for the lead, but he does have a penalty, of course, which that's really unfortunate for Overkill. I thought he's been quick this weekend. He really has. Ricciardo, a new fast lap for 21.4. Of course, he is on a new set of soft tyres that will hold him to the end of the Grand Prix here in Spain. Height down in P3. He's got big 9 seconds to Affinity there. Brunson is further back. Brunson is going to the end of the race, but Affinity is still yet to pit here in Spain. Thank you, Impex. It's really really nice to hear. It is difficult to do it on my own, but yeah, unfortunately Jack is commentating over Tier 1 with Diablo, or James, so I've been left on my own once again. So, well, I do enjoy these comms because I get to talk to you guys far more often. So that is it's a different way of commentating, I know, but I do like to integrate and talk to the chat. That's one of my big things I like to do. But Overkill, 3/10, but him and Chris, can he do anything round the big sweeping turn number 3? Can he do anything to turn 4? 2/10 split him and Chris. A little bit too far back, breaking underneath the F1 in 2017 bridge. Not at the moment for the Williams driver, still stuck behind Chris. Height still 2.7 seconds behind, so not really doing anything. Affinity is way back, so I think Height is in a commanding position to get P number 3. Further back, Affinity, of course, in 5th. Brunson in 5th. Thomas in his first race in the championship is in 6th. Ricciardo 7th, but Ricciardo will catch him very quickly being on those soft tyres. So keep an eye on the gap. Almost 1 second now between those. Peanut down in 8th place and Julian in 9th. But I do get a good camera angle on you, Julian, so it's not the end of the world. Here. What are we saying in the chat? Right, you're talking about Fortnite. Perfect. The game I love, but I'm very bad at. Anyway, Overkill and Chris. Overkill is the closest been in a long time, in a 10th behind Chris. He didn't manage to do it last time. He tried to move through here. He does a tighter line through 1. Can he do it through turn 2? How about 3? Doesn't look like he can at the moment. Can he do anything down the braking area into 4? Chris has gone defensive. Can he do anything, Overkill? Doesn't look like he can. This is allowing Height to get involved, but that gap is increasing once again. Chris holding off Overkill. Great defensive job from the Mercedes man at the moment. He's got 10 laps to go. Can the Mercedes driver do it here in Spain? We'll have to stay on board and keep an eye on that battle. But Overkill, he's really pushing Chris round the track now. Can he do anything on the second DRS? We haven't seen any moves through here yet in Spain, and it's difficult to make any moves. Again, you see in real life, the only incident we've seen really is Nate crashing on early on in the race through the last sector. Can Overkill do anything on the start of lap 24 of 33? Lovely, lovely beer. Anyway, Overkill round the final corner. Can he do anything this time around? He hasn't been close enough to make a move through turn 1. He's only made Chris defend, but Chris hasn't really had to defend yet. No, Overkill not making any moves there, but Chris has gone wide through turn 1. Can Overkill do anything? Almost touching his gearbox through turn 2. And that will allow Overkill to get a sharper line through 3. They're side by side up towards turn 4. Can he do it? Can Chris hold it round the outside? It's going to be difficult to do, but he looks like he can. That is a great move from Chris, holding it round the outside through 4. Can Overkill do it though? Going round the outside, still side by side, round turn number 5. They're still side by side through 6. This is going to be difficult to do. They're still side by side. This is brilliant racing. A little bit of wheel banging there through turn 6 and 7. But Overkill is up into the lead of the Grand Prix here in Spain. That's his great side by side action between Overkill and Chris drops down to 2nd place. But I know the chat's kicking off now because Chris is not in the lead, unfortunately. But Overkill is up into the lead of the race. But can Chris get it back? Of course, Overkill has that penalty. So if Chris can stay within 3 seconds, Chris will take the lead. And Chris will know about that penalty. And Jeff does tell you about penalties here in Spain. And Height isn't too far back as well. 1.6 with him. Can Chris gain the lead again Overkill goes defensive. People all kicking off in the chat, all about Chris. He goes to the outside line. Can he go around the outside? Doesn't look like he's close enough to Overkill there. Oh, back end sliding out slightly through that corner. But it looks like Chris is a little bit too far away. And we're not going to see that side-by-side action. Absolutely brilliant racing here in Tier 2. Round that section of the track. Almost a whole sector. They were side by side, and Height now 1.5 seconds. Height is really putting his foot down now. We may see Height getting involved. I'd like to see that three-way fight for the lead, but first and third do have penalties. Bunsen finally getting past Affinity down to 60. He's put on the soft tyres, and he will get Ricardo and him very close. But we'll stay on board with the lead battle. The lead battle, of course, Chris and Overkill. Height trying to get involved, putting his foot down as well. Can Height get 1.4 seconds? Can Chris trying to get past there? And that's Overkill going very wide. He's had to go sharp through the final chicane, and that's going to allow Chris to get a far better run round the final corner and through the chicane, of course. Can Chris do it? We'll have to wait and see on lap number 26. What is Overkill doing? Weaving on the straight almost, and that's going to allow Chris to get right on his backside. DRS is wide open. He goes towards the inside line. There's a mantle. Senna, can he do it? No, he can't. He can't make it stick through there. Almost has a switchback and doesn't make it work, unfortunately, for the Mercedes driver. And he's lost a little bit of time there. But Height now within a second of second and first. He does. Impex, he does. The leader does have a 3-second penalty as well as third. So, Chris trying to do everything in his power to get past. He must, maybe he doesn't know that he's got a penalty, otherwise he wouldn't be pushing so much. But Chris, his tyres are slightly older than Overkill. Slight glitch there, apologies guys, I'm not sure, the frame rate is breaking on me here for this race, unfortunately. But Overkill and Chris, the battle of the race. Ricardo and Affinity have split up as well. Now 1.5 seconds split those guys. But Height is on the back of this train now. He is within DRS. So we've got a three-way fight for the lead. Williams, Mercedes and Haas fighting for the race win here. Lap 27. We're just about to start here in Spain. Can Chris do anything down the straight? 4-10 split him and Overkill. A little bit too far back than he usually has been here in Spain. He's on the inside line, goes back to the racing line. Overkill puts his car in the middle of the track, so not losing too much time through the first couple of corners. Chris goes a little bit wide, cuts back, trying that sweeping maneuver that Chris tries it down the inside. Can't make that move stick at the moment. Overkill still holding the lead. Height now 9/10 off them, and Chris is going to go side by side through turn 5. Can he hang it round the outside? Chris in the Mercedes goes on to the AstroTurf there, and he doesn't look like he can make it stick there. Can he do it through 6? It is an interesting way to do it there. Overkill gets a second penalty. Oh no, and that might put Overkill down into that will put Overkill down into P3, because Height has only got a 3-second penalty. So the man in the lead of the race has had an absolute nightmare with track limits, and he's down to 3rd place technically. Oh no, that's really unlucky for the Williams man here, the man leading the championship, and that's really not helping him at all here. So Overkill having a nightmare in Spain. Oh, talking so much, my throat's going a little bit. But anyway, Chris, Overkill and Height fighting for the lead of the race. Can Chris do it on this lap? No, still not doing it. 5 laps remaining here in Spain. Who will take the lead? Will there be a mistake? Well, we never know with these F1 games and F1 racing. Anything can happen, of course, in these races. But Overkill still leads with Height not far back. He's 6/10 now. Can Height? Well, Height technically. Oh, that's Chris getting a penalty. So Chris has joined the penalty club. So Chris has got a 3-second penalty. Overkill has 6 seconds and Height has 3. So Height and Chris are in the same position now. So Height could also take the win if he can get past Chris. And he's almost glued to the back of Chris through there. Chris on the back of Overkill, of course. If Height can get a move on, Height could get involved with the fight and the win potentially. 9/10 split them, and Chris is pushing Overkill round the final sector. And can he do it this time? Can he make the move? He's going to may even have to defend from Height, who is 2/10. Height is closer than Chris. Chris is in the slipstream and the DRS. Can Height do anything here? Does he go to the inside line? Height? No, he doesn't. So we have a three-way fight for the lead. That's what I wanted to have. That's what I wanted to have in this race. Williams, Mercedes and Haas battling away for the lead. We've got Brunson in fourth, but he is miles off the fight, 19.1 seconds. And Ricciardo is 19.5 seconds behind him. So the grid further back is very, very spaced out. But Overkill can he maybe pressure the other two into mistakes? That's what he's got to hope now. With 4 laps remaining, he's going to struggle because, of course, he does have that extra penalty over the other two. So currently, he will drop back into P number 3. It is exciting stuff, Impact. This is what we wanted. This is what we wanted here in ILR. As Height on the back of the train, of course, fighting to try and weave himself into P number 1. Can he do it? Can the man who's not finished round 1 or 2 get on the podium? Let's see. We'll have to see. So here we go. The area we see the most overtakes in this Grand Prix. Can we see any moves from the top 3? Can Chris? He does a fast lap as well of a 21.3. So he is on a mission to try and get past Overkill. Goes to the racing line. Can he go around the outside through turn 1? It looks like he can. He's on the inside through turn 2. He pushes Overkill wide. They're side by side. He doesn't look like he can. Overkill still hold the inside line. Height trying to get involved as well. Can Chris put it up the inside through turn 4? It looks like he's still a bit too far, but Height puts it down the inside as well. Height out of nowhere. And Height moves it up into second place, but Chris has the racing line through there. Chris will have the inside line through turn 5. Can Height go around the outside? Doesn't look like he can, and Chris gets a better run off turn number 5, and that was very, very close from Height, punching his way through turn 4, and Height gets a second penalty. So Chris is technically leading this race, and Height is staying in third for now because Overkill has a penalty as well. This is absolutely brilliant. Height tries it down the inside there. It forces Chris wide through there. This is absolutely phenomenal racing here in Spain. This is just what we wanted, a brilliant helicopter cam as well. But Chris has the net race lead. But the other two are getting their penalty. Can potentially Chris get penalties? I won't check it because I don't want to disrupt any of the racing we have here. But the gap has slightly increased between Chris and Overkill. Height to stay on board with here. This is what exactly impacts. This is a brilliant race. This is what we wanted to see here in Spain, and this is they've given us a treat, the top 3. This is what I love to see. This is why I commentate, for the buzz of brilliant racing. 7/10 split, first and second and third and fourth at the moment. Overkill, Chris and Height, Brunson in 4th, Ricciardo in 5th, Affinity in 9th, Peanut in 7th, Thomas in 8th, and Julian rounds off the drivers we have here in Spain. Don't think he will get overlapped. I think it's a little bit too much there. But Overkill and Chris, 9/8 split those guys now. But Height's going to have to get past Overkill if he wants to gain second place. But he may get... Well, he definitely get on the podium now, unless he bottles it. Hopefully, he doesn't bottle it. Never like to see that from any driver here when league racing at all, of course. But of course, we do have the podium interviews afterwards. So, if you do have any questions for any of the drivers, let me know in the Twitch chat. That would be fantastic, as well as nominate your driver of the day. I will do it in the next lap or so here in Spain. But yeah, let me know if you've got any questions for the drivers, as well as the driver of the day. Let's just double check where we're going where we're going next week. So, next week, we're going to Canada. Of course, we had the Canadian Grand Prix last year. It was a bit of a ball fest, of course. And, yeah, I did a podcast on that, which didn't last very long on the topic, actually, because it was very, very boring race. But, yeah, let me know if you've got any questions and your driver of the day. Thank you. But after the intense battle we did have for P number 1, it's slowly dropped off, actually. The top 3 have spaced out slightly, and that's not what I wanted to see. Thank you, Impact. That's a brilliant question to have. So, Chris, 9/10 on the final lap. Again, he may have backed up because he knows he's got the win. Because, of course, like I said, Jeff does tell him what penalties driver in front has. So my driver of the day, it's between Chris because of his brilliant racing and Affinity because he's gained 7 positions off his starting grid spot. So those 2 drivers are my drivers of the day. The party chat is dead quiet. Okay. Do you mean the Twitch chat, or are you talking about something completely different? Or is it about maybe what you're in the party with Chris? Maybe. Anyway, Overkill, Chris, and Height, the top 3, and I think it will stay like that here in Spain. Oh, big! You can see the wear on Height's tyres on the front left, especially the view we got on board. So it looks like Chris will take his maiden win of the season here. Oh, that's Height on the inside. Oh, is there contact between both of them there? Oh, that was a bullying move. Oh no, and Chris got a puncture. Chris got a rear left puncture. Oh no, what is going on here? Will Chris not get it? Chris is not going to get it, is he? He's not going to get it. He's not going to get the win. He's not. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, this is going to be awkward in the party chat after the race. Oh my god. Height, a diving maneuver in the last chicane has maybe contributed to the puncture that Chris had. And Overkill gets the win. Oh no. Oh, did not see that happening. I am absolutely gobsmacked. The chat is going crazy. Oh, I can't. If someone can clip that, I don't know how you clip things in Twitch. If someone can do that, please do that. As there was a crash there with Height's car, but oh, this is going to be really awkward in the chat afterwards. Because Overkill doesn't have a mic, it's only going to be Height and Chris. Oh dear. Good job, Brunson. Yeah, P4, of course. Good job, mate. Good job. 4th on the wheel. Is that your first time on the wheel, or have you done a bit of practice? So Overkill gets the win because the contact 2nd and 3rd had. Wow, Overkill got lucky there. I'm lost for words, guys. I'm really lost for words. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So, the final positions at the moment is Overkill wins with Height in 2nd, Chris 3rd. Brunson in 4th, Ricardo 5th, Pinet in 6th, Finity 7th, Thomas in 8th, Julian 9th. That's all we had, unfortunately. So, let's get these guys in a party. This should be interesting. Oh, no, put the wrong button. Invite to party. I'll invite Chris as well to the party. This may be awkward. We'll see. Between Height and Chris Macker-Jones. Oh my. Get your popcorn ready, guys. Oh my. Okay, Chris is here. Just wait on height, and we'll get in. Of course, Overkill does not have a mic, so Overkill will not be chatting to us. I don't know whether height has got a penalty. A mic. But anyway, Chris, we'll talk to you because you're the first one here. I mean, you had some brilliant moves throughout that race, and then I was going to ask you what's going on. Yeah, and of course you did have a puncture as well. Did that contribute? Okay. Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. He side by side through almost a lap and a half. Sorry, a half a lap. And I was on board with you. I was just brilliant racing. And we got a question from Impex 2010, and he said, "How much were you shaking when you were side by side through that sector?" Chris, just it seems that you haven't included your audio in the chat, so we're going to have to do this again, unfortunately. Sorry, guys, in the chat.
I think it's
anyway, so we'll do it all again. It's fine. So again, Chris, great race, but unfortunately you had that contact at the end, which caused you to get P number 3. But again, we'll wait till the stewards come in. But of course, you recorded it.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
But
yes, I did.
Could you talk us through that bit?
Yeah, it was just I was surprised he went for the move. I mean, my tyres were in pretty bad shape. That's why I started to back off overkills at the end to try and make sure I didn't get a puncture at the end. Yeah, I was it's not really an overtaking place. But like I said before, I didn't include my audio. Is that he probably went for it because it's last lap. He knew he had more penalties than me, so maybe he just thought he'd just go for it, which is fair enough. You have to go for a gap, I guess.
Yeah, I think personally, from my commentator and when I was doing it, I thought maybe a bit of a dive bomb. But we'll wait till the stewards come back and discuss it. But again, it was still a great race, a great battle, of course, with Overkill. Just talk us through the side by side action you did have in throughout the race.
Yeah, it was fun. Doing the undercut and so on. Got past him after his mistake at the last chicane, and then keeping him behind for so many laps. But then he obviously got a bit of more pace, and then we were side by side for half a lap, which was fun. Scary at the same time, but it's fun. That's why we're all here. We all want to race wheel to wheel, and hope for more in the future. Because as I said before, my last 2 races have had issues, so finally I was able to show my true pace, and hopefully I can be a contender. Although it's difficult now because obviously it's only a 10-race championship.
Yeah, of course. 10 races here in ILR. And Chris, looking forward to next week. Of course, we're at Canada. How is that for you as a track?
I do like the track. It's one of my quickest and one of my favourite to drive. Again, it's a track where you can easily pick up penalties, especially if you're behind somebody else. So I'm looking forward to it.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations on the podium this week, and I wish you the best of luck for next week. So, guys, thank you very much for watching the stream tonight. Don't forget to check out ILR on Twitter, as well as the official YouTube channel as well. And, of course, subscribe to my Twitch because I will be streaming next week once again for tier number 2. Again, thank you guys for tuning in for the Spanish Grand Prix we've had for ILR, and we'll see you all next week.